and I was like, oh my gosh, I want chicken. I just want a piece of fried chicken. And the funny thing was my coach says, go have the fried chicken. I'm like,
yeah.
And he's like, because if you don't, you're going to fixate. You're going to fixate. When you get it, you're going to overeat.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? Okay. I had the fried chicken. The taste was gone.
Yes. It was a fix, right?
It was a fix. And that's what it is. And I'm not saying now, guys, one thing I am definitely going to tell you, whatever you need to do, it works for you. What worked for me is what worked for me. And that is one of the things we are here to let you know. Not necessarily what works for me will work for you. What works for Rich may not work for you, but we are here to give you some of what worked for us and what we've seen work for other people.
Exactly. I say it's creating a blueprint specifically for you.
Yes.
You got your own desires. You have your own, whatever you want to do. If you want to gain weight, lose weight, certain things, you can't change your height after a certain time. You know, if you're tall, there are things you can't change.
Yeah.
But there are other things. If you want to make changes, you have to understand a lot of it is going to take time. You need to be consistent. And I do things very slow, which is the opposite of everybody else. I call myself a sloth. So if I want to lose weight, I'm not looking at losing 30 pounds in 60 days.
Right.
Because for one, if you lose that weight, the skin and everything. So I've lost 50 pounds because I used to be 250, a lot bigger and heavier. When I did decide to lose weight, the same way I gained it throughout the years, all my muscle mass, I said, I'm going to decrease that, if that makes sense. So I tell people, look at losing a pound a week. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, what's wrong with that? You're like, you know how long it'll take me? I'm like, do you understand where you're going to be at the end of the year? And here's the deal for me, just talking about weight, the slower you lose it, kind of, the more your body can adapt to it. Where a lot of times, as you know, you lose 30 pounds in 60 days or 90 days. How many people hold that weight then? They usually go on crash diets. They change their eating habits up. They do intense workouts. Then they're beating themselves up or they're exhausted. They're going through the process and hating it. I'm more about teaching people portion control, not changing up their entire lifestyle. Because let's face it, food is one of the most things we love the most. We were programmed.
And it's where we bond, because think about it.
100%.
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, you know what? You might not have my taste in music, but let's go have lunch. Let's go have drinks. And this is where we're bonding. This is where we're, you know, you're meeting new people. Oh, well, I brought a friend along, and you know, so this is where, I mean, people are connecting over food.
Yeah. For sure.
So, and it's comfortable. That's the one thing, is it is comfortable.
Yeah, you can make small things. You could probably contest to this, that make major changes. Like when you go out to eat, don't order any pasta I talk about. Maybe share a dessert. I'm just saying, maybe the times you're eating. Are you eating too late? If you are going to have a snack, why don't we have it at lunch, kind of European, where we have a little pastry then? Why are we eating 3 scoops of ice cream at midnight? Right? I'm just like, there's all these different things that you're doing and consuming. And it could be, why do we have to have a 6-pack tonight? Why can't we have 2 beers? And then why can't maybe, you know, when we go out to drink, why do I have to have 5 drinks? Just saying, why do I have to?
That's one of the things. That's one of the things, because I'll be real. I'm one of those people that, you know, I'm not a heavy drinker, but I will have a couple of cocktails. And I was noticing I couldn't get the weight off.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was water weight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it was like, okay, I'm having too many nights with the girls.
Yep.
You're
also probably not doing enough physically.
Right. And it's like, I'm having too many nights with the girls. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it was like, okay, you know what? Instead of having 2, you know, limiting myself to 2, have 1. Or, you know what? Have a mocktail. You want to be there. You want to have the great conversation, you know, tell the guy, you know, hey, I want a club soda and cranberry juice. Yeah. So you're sitting there, you're paying for your drink. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's having a great time. You're just not having something alcoholic.
Right. Absolutely.
And believe it or not, guys, okay, it sounds super crazy, but you can go to a bar and order a bottle of water.
Yeah, or a glass of water. And if you don't, people aren't going to think you're cheap if you're healthy too. It's not like no one has the right to make you feel like you can't order whatever the hell you want to
You
order.
can order a soda, you can order a club soda, you can order juice, you can order whatever you want.
You can also get a drink and really nurture it, right? And it can last an hour. I'm just saying, if you really
Right.
want it to. A beer may get warm, I get it. But if you're mixing a drink or something, you don't have to finish that drink in 15 minutes or 20
Right.
minutes and then get another one and get another one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not easy though.
And that's one of the things, because actually I learned that from, believe it or not, a pastry cafe here in New York City. It's called Egidio's,
Okay.
and they allow you to sit as long as you want.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, well, how does this restaurant make money allowing people? And the owner explained, he says, if I allow people to sit as long as they want, they eat as slowly as they want. Sometimes a friend may come along. So
Sure.
now this friend is coming, joining their table, eating. And of course, guys, this is pre-pandemic. I have to tell you. So they're eating, their friend is joining, they're eating with them. So now they have another order. A person, instead of getting food, may say, you know what, can I have a cup of tea? Can I have a cup of coffee? So now that's being added to the bill, as opposed to rushing people out who are now, shoveling food in their faces.
What I learned growing up in the bar, nightclub, restaurant business my entire life, from 2 to 40, is people have a problem saying no in that environment. To be food, right? Hey, you want some? You want appetizers? Not really. Well, I'm gonna order wings. All right, I'll do. I'll get some with you. Are we gonna order pasta? Should we do? Let's get a pasta first. Or hey, I'm gonna get a pizza. What's that? Like, get a small. No, let's get a large. Right? Let's get, like, even with drinks. Like I was first starting off at a very young age in a bar, so I couldn't drink. But then starting at 18 years old, I'm in bars, collecting money. Every bar I went into, every bar owner, manager, bar back, or bartender wanted to buy me a drink. It's a social thing. Plus, I would be collecting money there. Rich, I got you. What do you want? We got to get you a drink. So I'd be smashed. I had to learn to say no. No, I'm sorry. I can't.
That's the thing, is learning to say no, because there was this sociology, if I could speak. There was this sociology experiment done. And it was done around, it was socioeconomical.
Okay.
Where what they did was they went to a movie theater.
Yep.
And they offered people, hey, you know what? You could get the small popcorn for a certain amount. Then you could get a medium popcorn. It costs a little bit more. But for 20 cents more, you could go from a medium to a large. Yep. So you're saying it's only 20 cents.
Exactly.
But one of two things would happen. Either people would binge on the popcorn,
yep,
or they now have half a bucket of popcorn because they couldn't finish it. But they're thinking, I only spent 20 cents.
Yeah.
Now, you're not thinking, but as a couponer, one thing that I'm thinking of, and for those of you that don't understand, that is my furry best friend, Mimi. She's at her real home, not at my house, her summer home. She's losing her mind. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's literally next door. So, yeah.
I love doggy.
So, unfortunately for you, you will find out later, probably in a few episodes, that this is her summer home, and sometimes she's here.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So every time you do that, for every 20 cents, that's $1.
Right.
What could you have done with that $1? And if you're wasting half of that, you're not eating it, or now you're binging on it, and you are, let's be real, you're in the bathroom, because corn does not do good for the digestive system sometimes.
Right, that's one of the unhealthiest things you could eat is, the butter and the popcorn from a theater, or just at night, I think. And I like it too. Because
it's trust me, it's on its way out. If you were having a problem going to the bathroom, definitely eat some popcorn.
Well, you're kind of talking Costco, right? Like, if you look at our lifestyle, if you go back to I'm older, 60s, 70s, 80s, people just went to their local grocery store and they usually got what they needed for a few days.
Right.
Usually, and refrigerators were smaller in the older days. Now people have bigger fridges, bigger freezers. Some have more than one. And we've been programmed that more is better. It's a better deal. You go to Costco, you're going to get the jumbo of everything. A lot of it goes to waste, but we also, by buying the jumbo, we force ourselves to feel like if we don't finish it, we wasted it. When the truth is you probably only needed a small box. So the small box is $3, but you get 2 boxes for $5. And a lot of times you're eating just too much of those type of foods too. And back to saying no, the number one place you got to learn to say no if you're losing weight or drinking is when you're shopping for food. You know, should I get a case? Right? Oh, I should get a case. It's cheaper than the 6-pack. I'll get but I get the case. Now I drank 10 beers that night. If I would have got a 6-pack, maybe I would only drink 2, or maybe I just get 1 beer for the night, or just get what I want. So it's, again, learning to say no. And you're usually eating what you shop, and what you get. A lot of people are overweight because of the shit you're buying. If you're going to certain stores and you're buying too much of certain foods that are overweight, stop going to the store. Go European kind of, and just go daily or 2 days. You have time. My mother, I grew up in Italian, had to have fresh food every day. So she only went shopping for what she needed specifically that day. She wants 2 tomatoes. She wants a zucchini. She wants an eggplant. She's not going to the grocery store every time to spend $300-$400. A third of it's wasted, big portions, storing stuff everywhere. So, you know, it's, again, saying no, minimizing, minimizing a lot. You're going to be shocked that you feel better. You save money. I think a lot of people think buying in bulk, you save money, but a lot of times minimizing that, you're going to probably save more money.
Exactly. So that's one of the things I think I've learned is, and I will tell you, as a couponer, couponers actually don't buy the larger items. That is one thing. You actually do more benefit going as small as possible.
Yeah. I agree.
And I will give you this example. Let's say dish detergent. Okay. You have 50 cents off of dish detergent. Now you can get the little bottle and it's like on sale for 99 cents. So you have 50 cents off. You're only paying 49 cents for that dish detergent, as opposed to buying a large one, which is now $2.99. You're still only taking the same 50 cents off. So you're paying $2.49.
Yeah.
Whereas you could probably get 3 small ones and it would equal the large one. And you're only paying like $1.47.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you have to think about that. And the thing is, guess what? I now have smaller containers, especially when you have children. Smaller containers. Okay, the kids are doing the dishes, they spill some, and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have no dish detergent because I bought 1 large one. As opposed to, okay, they spilled some, I have a little one, but I have some more put away in the pantry, or I have some more under the sink or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of that, again, is dead inventory. I talk about that with men and women's closet. Go in your closet. You probably got, I don't know what what people out there have, but a lot of people have $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 sitting in there. What are you getting out of it? Like if you go shopping, one shirt's $100. Okay, buy a second one. It's 50% off. You don't need the second one most likely, but a lot of people will fall for it. So you spent $1.50 instead of just $100. And you're also taking that $1.50 and say you get 2 shirts, you may or may not wear them, but a majority of the people wear a certain amount of clothes. So in your closet, you probably only wear the same clothes, say 10% of them. Your shoes, most people, a lot of women, especially, let's face it, they have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of shoes. What are they? Are you utilizing your shoes?
Right.
So there's, again, if it's a deal, what did my father used to say, actually? His mother used to say, a deal isn't a deal unless you need it.
Right.
It sounds kind of weird, but like there's a million deals. If I went into the mall right now, this is 70% off. That's 50% off. This is that. And then go to most people's homes, between their closet, their garages, their attics. They have thousands and thousands of dollars, even products from all different types of stores, just sitting there, wasted, stuffed animals.
This is why things like Mercari and stuff are very, very, present now, because I can sell what I have in my closet. I can sell what I'm not using. I can sell and make this money. And think about it. I know people that have stuff that still has tags on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people.
For 2 years and it still has tags on it. Like, why did you not wear it? Oh, well, I thought it was such a great color.
And again, when you're buying these products, a lot of them, they just devalue. So you buy a shirt for $100 at I don't care if it's at a Nordstrom's rack. You take it home, if you wear it once, or even if you don't wear it, what is it worth now? $20?
Exactly.
You know, exactly. I'm just saying. It's when, if you're like, you're the coupon queen, and you know, I try to help men live and women an incredible life affordably. And the thing is, we've been programmed too that more is always better, and it's going to fulfill us. And I've been there. Once you realize you start minimizing things, and it's less things for you to wash, it's less things for you to dry clean, and you also save a lot of money. So when you do see certain things you want, you can get it, even if it's higher end. Right. Instead of constantly going to the mall every week and kind of nitpicking and blowing 200 here, 150 here, 400 here, 300 here, and all this, just saying, you know what do I truly wear? What do I truly enjoy wearing? And also, I try to teach a lot of men, go with the classics, you know, go with black pants. You don't got to go red pants. How many times are you going to wear red pants? What sport coats? You go with all these funky coats. You know, you wear them once or twice. How many times on social media are you going to wear that? You look the same. Go with a traditional dark blue suit. Where, you know.
Yeah, but first of all,
yeah, shoes.
When you show up and you're wearing a red, like you've got this red suit, most women are going, is that my date? Like, is he serious? Oh my God.
Some guys can pull it off. You know that.
Some guys can. Some guys can, but let's be real. Like, it's a loud red suit, and guys are like, and honestly, you may not say anything, but in your head, you're like, oh my gosh, please don't be coming over to me. Please don't be my blind date. Please don't be my blind date. Oh gosh, he's my blind date. Like, you're really doing that.
Yeah, well, some guys, you know, are eccentric and they like to take risks, which is really cool at times, but you got to be able to pull it off. I'd hate to say it. And a lot of, I think. And the thing is, when you wear a lot of eccentric clothes or whatever, you can't wear them usually more than once or twice, because then you kind of look like you're either, it just doesn't look, you just look the same.
Right.
Which I get a lot of times. If I wore a dark blue suit, I may look the same, but I won't, because I do things like my shirt will be different. My pocket scarf's different, right? I'm just saying. So I do make the changes, but when you're outer, you know, like a suit again, or a sport coat or crazy pants, you know, and it's cool to have crazy eccentric shoes and all that, but kind of back it up a little bit and kind of go with some standards,
right?
A standard type that fits every occasion too. So if I have a great pair of black dress shoes, I can wear those. I can wear them to work. I can wear them to go out on a date. I can wear them for a convention. I can wear that to travel. If I go too wacky, I can't wear that maybe at work, and I can't wear that at convention, you know? So you kind of minimize, but that's back to saving money. You want the more your clothes kind of fit your image at the beginning. If you have money, you have money. But if you're trying to save money, or you don't have money to spend on clothes, you really want to be able to wear a lot of your clothes anywhere you go.
Right.
To save money.
Yeah. And one of the things that we don't even think of now that used to happen a lot, and you know it, is when you go from work to after work.
Yes.
You may go to, and your boss may say, hey, you know what? I'm inviting you to this dinner. It's a work dinner. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be wearing the wacky stuff at the work dinner. You want to, because you're making a first impression on these people. So yeah, classics are always, for men or women, classics are always amazing. And it's just, you know, I mean, Jadena said it best, you know, a classic man, you got to love a classic man.
Yeah. And depending on what industry you're in. So if we're in the fashion, I've been in the fashion industry, you know, and, you know, that's acceptable to do a lot of different things with that, which is cool. Right. And we have the right to wear whatever the hell we want to wear.
Right.
But we also have to be aware of where we're at. And that can go even living in Florida. If I'm going to wear layers and it's 80 degrees out, I'm going to look like I have a mental illness to a certain degree, because I'm sitting there sweating profusively and I'm wearing, say, a turtleneck, a vest, and a coat, a sport coat. And I know the party's outside. What am I doing? Right.
Right. I mean, you don't want to look like Steve Jobs in the middle of 90-degree weather.
Yeah. And the same, it could go for going to the gym. A lot of times you see some people and you're like, wow, you have too many clothes on, or then you're too skimpy. You could do, again, whatever you want. But I think a lot of us have to take the approach and say, listen, for one, we want to be comfortable in our clothes, but it's really wearing things that you can afford that make you look your best. And that doesn't mean, again, that you can't wear wacky, eccentric things. I just think right place, right